Hello, hello, hello. Alright, so. Another moveset video. Yep, another moveset video. Why? Because I don't want to play ranked right now. I don't want to play ranked. I might make my return in the big 26. And the big like essay video, bro. I've just been so busy at school that it's like I don't wanna work on that either because when I get home I'm just exhausted. I might make some progress on it soon, but no promises. Anyway, so this video is on Kirara, right? I know, crazy sleepy pick, right? So for the name, I'd probably say like Love Rendezvous, like, you know, the technique, or Astrology Girl could be quite funny. She'd have 85 health, normal size, and the M1 trail would be like a soft light pink. They would have like a constellation star at the end of each one. So it's like the trail, instead of like that kind of like smear, it kind of looks like, you know, like a star, and then the line, and then a star where it ends off. So like a star where it starts, star where it ends. You know what I mean. I'll probably put up the image. And then the front dash would be a tornado kick, right? Because that would just feel very satisfying for man as a front dash. For the M1s, she would do a left uppercut to the stomach, which would be similar to Hikari's front dash animation. Then she'd do a left roundhouse, then turn over into a right roundhouse, and then do a right side kick to the face while she's, you know, sideways from the roundhouse. They'd have the same speed as Hikari's M1s, so I think that's like standard M1 speed. And for passive, it would be called Cosmic Junk, where all throwables have like a homing element to them, like which would be dodgeable. It would basically just aid. It would just like guide your throwables towards people, and if the target is starred, they have star on them, which is something I'll get into in a sec. Then it basically has a much stronger home that is like nigh impossible to dodge unless you have a counter or you're like the goat. So this for her R isn't too important, but it does lay into her gameplay. So it's called Rendezvous, and basically, when a target dashes at you, right? If they dash into like the hitbox that this move creates, like right, I guess in front of you, you block your head with your arms, and then the target kind of vibrates with force and then gets blasted away, like upwards and away, about like a front dash's distance. It would do 5 damage, and it would, you know, ragdoll, break block, hits ground, uncounterable. Well, it wouldn't hit ground, sorry. It would have a 12-second cooldown. Why am I saying all this? But yeah, basically the idea for this is that she'll be able to maintain distance much better. Also, my bad, I said she. Pronouns. He. Kirara is a he. That's what it says on the wiki for real. But it was, yeah. The whole point is that it allows you to keep your opponents away from you, so people struggle dashing in on you. But I mean, he has 85 health, so, you know, if you get a combo, he might be cooked. And then move number 1. Fuck, this recording is already so long. Move number 1 is called Boop. You basically just boop the target on your nose with your right hand, and then after a delay, they blast like super far away with a large like hitbox that can hit people close to it, and it shoots them around 3 front dashes away. And I'm being specific here because it matters, right? And this inflicts the target with star, right? A key point of this move though is that when you do the boop and then the delayed blast, you can evasive out of the stun while after you got your nose booped. So you can, you know, negate this move's damage, essentially. Because, you know, it does pretty good damage and it sends you really far away. So, if it didn't have that, then this would be a very frustrating move to deal with, because if they get your M1, they can literally send you all the way away, like even past neutral, to the point where you have to hike all the way back. So I thought, you know, it needs to be a bit weaker to the point where you can evasive out of the move, but only after the move. And the point of this move is to just get your star done, but also to combo into your third move. It can also be used if you want to stall and get your cooldowns back. I know that's probably not the best thing to encourage in this game, but I don't know. I just wanted to make an interesting character, and they'll never get added to the game anyway, so, you know, cry about it. Plus, literally running is like an integral strategy in this game, and I'm only really thinking about ranked anyway. And then the variant to boot is called Cosmic Finger, which is 1 and R. Basically, you do the boot on the nose, and then it stores your M1s. So, you know, like UG Curse Strikes, right? If you do 3 M1s and then do boot, then you still have 1 more M1. But the whole point of this move is it's supposed to be a sort of mix-up. So, you know, if your opponent has a brain, and whenever you use boot, it was evasive out of it, then you use Cosmic Finger, and, you know, waste their evasive for no reason, and then they evasive out of essentially 3 damage from your M1. Also, it's just a funny disrespect move as well, because, you know, imagine they put you on 1 health, use this move. So the second move is called Chasing Kick, and it's basically just a dash forward with a slashing down right head kick with the Constellation Trail. Point is that it's a gap closer around the, you know, front dash range, but it's faster and ragdolls to the ground. So it's kind of like a front dash mix up where, you know, people get used to the speed of front dashes when they need to block, but it's just a bit faster that if you're not thinking about it while you're in that front dash range, then it will hit you, you know? And it's blockable just like a front dash, but it's just a faster timing that will, you know, mess with you. And obviously gap close is always good. But if your opponent is starred, then instead you do the right slash down like head kick, which knocks them to the ground, and then you do a left leg sweep, and then another right big soccer kick, which knocks them around a front dash away. So this is basically just the same thing, but you get more damage to capitalize off it. However, this move does actually send them away, so depending on your moves, it has less combo potential if you just rip it in neutral. So this is more of like a kind of combo move. You can also, every star move, if you click R while your opponent is starred, then it will do the normal variant. I thought it would be nice to be able to do that, so you're not forced to use the, you know, starred variants. And then the third move is called Slingshot, where you basically squat down, propel massively fast into the air, and forwards towards your opponent. So it's kind of like, imagine if Rika Throw and Rika Launch had a baby. That's basically this move. So it basically allows you to gap close real far, around like 3 or 4 front dashes of distance. And that's why I'm being specific, because if you hit someone with a 1 or the 4 star, then you can use this move and you can keep up your pressure. So by the time that they stand up, they're waking up, you're in the air, and they have to guess what you're going to do. Are you going to, you know, go for a front dash? Are you going to, you know, just like jump next to them and get them to dash to use rendezvous? So, you know, it's also a good thing to catch runners as well if you're playing in pubs. And then this is probably his best move. 3 star, Attract. You basically, you know, extend your hand out, a lot just look like this. You extend your hand out and then yank hard, pulling them forth, and you basically slam their head into the ground and scrape their face against the dirt, and they go all the way close to you until they are a front dash away from you. So this move actually can't be activated if you are a front dash distance away from it. You have to be more than front dash distance away. And it is blockable, but if you block it, then it still pulls you. It still pulls you the distance, and it has heavy like plus frames on block. Well, like okay, it technically doesn't have plus frames, but you know what I mean. It has advantage on block that when you get pulled and you're blocking, you as the Kirara player can act like around half a second faster than your target, so you can keep up pressure. And the point of this move is obviously to be a combo tool with your one move, right? Because your one move blasts them so far away, you can use Attract and get the full benefit of all the damage, because it scales with the amount of side dash distances that you pull them. I'm only using side dash and front dash as metrics because I don't really know like stud distances. But basically, there's 5 damage per side dash you drag them, and a side dash is like equivalent to like half a front dash, kind of. So basically, if you do this at full range from using Boop, that's 30 damage. Well, actually, no, it's not. A-level maths, by the way. That's 20 damage, you know, pulling them towards you. So, you know, this move also contributes to his identity as a distance controller, someone that can keep you away or get you close whenever they feel like it, and they can control the pace of the battle, but not like Megami and Choso, who kind of make neutral absolute hell. It's more like, yes, they have good neutral tools, but it's more like if they want to run away and play a more passive game, they can. If they want to be more aggressive and always keep you close to them, then they can also do that as well. So I hope this gives like some more dynamic gameplay. And yes, he could just be the most annoying character in the game and just, you know, boop you away, and now you have to run all the way back. But if you're playing like that, then you're not getting any damage anyway. You know, you smell. And then 3+3 star is called Skull Clash. This is not, you can't even use this in ranked. But basically, if you see 2 people, then you can click on both of them, and they both get pulled together and slam into each other. It can be blocked, but the idea is it starts out pretty fast. And you basically, you know, just pick them up both into the air and slam their skulls against each other, and then they fly back. Does a good damage, just a good teamer tool, because, you know, why not? And also, I mean, she probably, this is like something she probably does in the manga, maybe. He probably does in the manga. Femboy. Yeah. Okay. Then the 4th move is called Southern Cross. Very simple move. It's just a right roundhouse and then swing it up and then slash down for an axe kick with the constellation trails on the kicks, creating, you know, a cross in the pattern, you know? The roundhouse is from right to left, then the axe kick goes a bit above and goes down. Wow, that's so cool. Now the first kick doesn't hit ground, but the second one does. So this move can be used to like combo someone while they're on the ground, but you lose half the damage. This also inflicts the target with star, so this is an alternate way to get your star if you don't want to, you know, risk, you know, being reversed from using Boop. Putting star on someone isn't really like the end all be all, like some of my other characters that I've created, like Orame, where it's like you need to get your opponent frozen. When they're frozen, then it's like GG's. You know, you got your win condition. And with Kashima, it's like, you know, when you have electricity, then that's kind of like your win condition, right? This is kind of just like before he's starred you, he is a much weaker, which means he needs to hit you before he becomes an actual good character, which means if you can't play him without your star variants, then you're gonna have a bad time. Because I don't know, I like snowball elements. And then also the point is that the first roundhouse comes out pretty fast, so you can also use this in M1 trading, like how twofold kick works. And the variant of it is called Doormat, which is the star version. And it does the normal version, you know, the Summit Cross, Roundhouse, Axe Kick. But when you hit that Axe Kick, you kind of drive your foot into their face and kind of stomp them in the ground. And then your leg kind of vibrates with energy. And then you kind of make an explosive, like, push, skidding them far across the ground. Which does much more damage. And it shoots them 2 front dashes away and a side dash, so that's pretty freaking far. That's pretty freaking far. And this is also a good main like combo starter. It still has the element of Southern Cross, which means that it's good at M1 trading. Big punish move, you know, after you've put star on someone, right? So also, this is a base only character actually, so I actually get to do the ult because the ult's pretty, you know, easy. So the ult is called Surprise Crash, and you only need 150 damage to activate it because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's not that good. Basically, you basically summon a van, and it kind of like, you know, I don't know how it would get there. Maybe it crashes out the sky next to you, and then as it's kind of rolling towards your target, you jump to the side and kick it, and it flies towards the target with a big hitbox that explodes, can hit multiple people. But if you have them starred, then it basically homes in on them, and there's practically no way of escaping it unless you have crazy mobility moves like Rika Launch or Rika Throw, stuff like that. And you think, well, that's kind of crazy, because all you need to do is star them, which you can do off an M1, and then you can use your ult, and it's free 30 damage! Bro. Spike Wrath exists, and Lapse Blue Max exists. Lapse Blue Max to a little bit of a less extent, but still, like... Bro! You know, I don't think it's that good. Maybe you could even buff it to like 40 damage, but you know, I think it's pretty funny to isekai people. I think I don't know. I feel like maybe you could have some isekai finisher where it's like they get transported to another world. But yeah, that's basically the idea, and I'm pretty happy with this character. Because I basically had nothing to go off, and I thought it would be a fun challenge to see what I could come up with just, you know, literally a singular fight in the manga. And before you call me a hypocrite for, oh, well, you're doing what Z does, and you hate it when Z makes a character that has, like, one fight. Bro, this is not getting added into the game ever. And I actually do think this is a pretty, like, fun character. It actually has an identity, and... you know, multiple variants. Locust guy. Charles. Charles to a lesser extent, but I still think Charles is incredibly mind-numbingly boring. You just... okay, I'm not going to run about it. But, yeah, that's Kirara. I had a lot of fun making them. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go fucking play the 1v1s with this guy because he's pestering me. Alright, see you guys. If I don't see you, what was the stupid catchphrase? If I don't see you, good morning, good evening, good night, piss off. Wow, that guy was a jackass. Yeah, I mean, I really only wanted to make Kirara just because I thought it would be funny to, like, complete the Femboy Trifecta, you know? I mean, I don't really know. Kashima's not really a femboy. Kirara might be trans, and Orame is technically a girl, but they're a dude beforehand. I don't know, but I called them the Femboy Trifecta. The next character I'm very proud of. I really like what I did with this character, and it takes elements from Sinister Mark. I was basically making an Invincible Battlegrounds. I tried coding it, didn't work, but, you know. So, there's, like, elements from the Sinister Mark character going into this next character, and it's very rushed down, incredible rush down, like turbo, super duper crazy rush down, but less in like a boring battlegrounds way. Like this character is pretty similar to Yuji, but instead of like you have a bunch of mobility mix, like you have a bunch of offensive mix, like when you're closing the gap. I'm not going to spoil too much. I'm not going to spoil too much. That also gives you an idea of what's next. Also, if you guys can tell, every single moveset video, I go through a different section, different level on Sifu, so gives you some clues of how many more moveset videos are coming. And the 5th one is going to be super segment and super cool. Okay, I will see you guys. Bye bye. Enjoy me getting my ass handed by Kuroki. Like, oh my god, I fucking hate this boss. Okay, bye bye.